So the first thing I want to address is Razor Fist. Okay. Full disclaimer: I don't follow him. I don't know him very much, but I do know um, he has been siding with Mel, being a white knight, and some things that were coming out of his past became exposed. And this is the thing I want to mention. It's like when you decide you're going to fight the world, okay, when you decide you're going to make your stance, there's nothing wrong with having your opinion and stating your stance. It's when you start shaming others for not agreeing with you. You did. You're the first person to say my name right. All right. Let it be known on record. Jason Alatorre approves my pronunciation. I tried. But so I don't want to get too much. I'm just going to skim through it. But we all know he was defending Melanie and got called out for it, and basically did the whole calling people gooners thing as well. That he got ridiculed and called out on stream. So what happened? Like, people want to say this is cancellation. No, it's not. It's holding people accountable for their actions. But here on Side Scrollers, they make the announcement with Flashcast present.
And JJ says, will Razor Fist still be featured on Side Scrollers? Well, so Razor's going to step away from the show. It's a decision that he made. And he says he's ramping up stuff to work on Volume 2 of Ghost of the Badlands and Volume 3 of his book series, of his comic and everything, and Volume 3 of his book series. So he's going to step away. And he's been meaning to step away from shows like this, like us. And I guess he's going to step away from F&T and things like that as well. So to focus on his own personal stuff. So Razor made that decision, and we are going to honor it. So, like,
all right, I'm just going to stop it there. So, if you heard that he left Side Scrollers, he left FNT. Now, I haven't been watching a lot of Nerdrotics content for a while. Not that I have anything wrong with any of them. I do like some of their products, but it's just when you get too big, in my view, you tend to get out of touch. Is what I'm noticing, and that's one thing I worry about with all of us. Is we've been fighting this culture war for over 10 years, and over time, we have to be careful we don't succumb to that mentality. All right. Now, I don't know Rageaholic too much, but I decided to take a look at his social blade. That's basically Razor Fist. And he lost some support, right? But he hasn't really, nothing's really changed for his channel, right? He's still making projections, still doing well. So I decided to see what could be the main reason why he's not losing support. And it says he's a gaming channel, right? But when I look at, since I don't follow, I decided to be fair and go look at it. And it seems like based on his thumbnails, it's mostly politics. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a gamer. Like I said, this full disclaimer, I don't watch his content. But it seems more like he wants to, from someone on the outside looking in, he wants to establish his politics in games. That's what it seems like to me. And it's okay to have a certain viewpoint in games based on your politics. That's not what I'm saying here. All right. Like, he doesn't, like, even his live stream 2 months ago, like, he may be doing live streams and I don't know, and he just shuts them down. But his content, like, I don't know if he I said I'll follow, I don't know if he's doing games. And I'm saying this now to show that being fair. I'm just giving full transparency. I don't follow him, but based on what I'm seeing, Rage just mainly focuses Rageaholic or Razorfist, what do you want to call him, mainly just focuses on politics. So he has an established base. but because of what he said and what came out on his past, and he couldn't handle what was being the controversies or his past being brought up, he obviously left FNT. He obviously left Lavistro, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, because it's such a coincidence that it would happen around that time. Then we have Melanie Mack. All right. People are still talking about her. This is a couple of days ago. All right. And we all know, this means sums up her right now, because she's basically the figurehead of Gooner-Gate. Okay. So Melanie Mack called for porn to be banned, yet. And she calls this Senate porn, yes. So therefore, she would want to censor First and Senate. No. She never specifically said she wants to censor games, so she would never censor games. So that's the argument people are having. And people are saying she's a betrayer. They're feeling betrayed. Here she is back in the day. Like, I used to be a big fan of Melanie Mack. I won't lie. I used to be a big fan way back. And she uses religion to justify her stance. And in our pilot episode, I did explain the difference between an actual Christian versus a Pharisee, someone who claims to be Christian but pays lip service to the faith. And I said, based on the evidence I presented, Melanie Mack is a Pharisee. All right. So what happened to Melanie Mack? Well, here she is. She's still a B-rated content creator, and she has entertainment, right? But she's losing followers around the same time Rageaholic was, right? Around the same time frames. And in the last 30 days, she's lost 3K. Like, she's losing followers. See? Down. And so it shows Rio, hello. It shows that she it shows evidence to the claim that she's a grifter. All right. Actions speak louder than words. Here's another one where I think this is the same thing. Yeah, this is somehow I double did this one. And then we have JDA. Now, I'm not going to mock someone and no, it's not Savvy that's problem, but there's something Savvy has on here that I found interesting. Let's see if it's still on here. Oop, it did not show up. What happened? Okay. So John De La Rose is the one I wanted to talk about, but Savvy had it in here, and then I guess when I came on, it decided to reset itself. But we all know what happened with JDA, right? He started preaching censorship, the same thing as Melanie Mack. And then we have found, while he does the whole I'm being a persecuted Christian, we found out something about his past, right? He's basically what he calls himself a furry. So the reset, Madam Savvy's, I wanted to give her credit for, because she was the one that found it, but I guess the whole thing decided to reset itself. All right. So let me see. Can I? No, I'm not gonna deal with it. All right. So that labeled discredibility to himself. And the thing is like, you can say I don't like First Ascent because I feel it is porn, and so I don't want to play it. I think I've said that. I think that's been the case the whole time. But it's when you shame them, and I'm gonna credit Hypnotic for this, because obviously he has said this before I started Dragoncast. But it's a popular known thing. People who complain the loudest usually had the most to hide, right? So that right there just showed that these activists that were trying to find something else to fight, something else wrong in games, they lost all credibility. And that's because we have to have integrity. And even if we don't agree with something, right? We have to let the market decide for itself. We have to let the games that are out there stand on their merits. All right. And I'm going to be fair, because since I judge everyone else, I want to show you mine. I've been streaming games for about a year now, almost. And I just started Dragoncast this year, right? So I'm a C+. All right. But here's my projection. Right. Here's my thing. Like I'm being fair. I went down a little bit, went up in December and down. And to be fair, this downtrend started, up and downtrend started because around this time period, my dog died, so I stopped posting content for a while, and I had to fight to get back up in the algorithms. I just got 200 subscribers as of today, so this got updated. Thank you again, Heavenly Jester. But they're saying that by the end of the year, I'm going to have 200, or actually, or another 288. So at the current estimates, where I'm gaining followers little by little, being consistent streaming, being true to who I am, I will be monetized by the end of the year at this current rate. Now, this could change because when I looked at it last month, it said in about 5 years. So I'm grinding and building my base and trying to present facts without taking a side. If you look on my X, you'll see that I have Treebeard saying I'm on no one's side because no one's on my side. I don't care for politics in my game. You want to make a game with politics in it, it's got to be good. I don't want to be preached to. You can discuss the dangers of environmentalism. You can tell me about a character whose parents were very devout, religious, and they themselves were homosexual. But I need to have the choice to want to engage in that conversation or not. And for example, Dragon Age Inquisition does a good job with that. Dragon Age 1 does a good job with that. Mass Effect, Baldur's Gate 3, they don't force that onto you. But then, obviously things have changed. So, this next thing I want to talk about in the closer of Gooner-Gate and content creators is something that I don't really follow too much on because it's another hearsay, he said, she said, and reading evidence a certain way and stuff like that. So I don't really want to get into it. I'm not saying that this person, well, I'll just do it this way. Everyone knows the controversy about Dr. Disrespect, right? I'm not saying he did something. I'm not saying he didn't. I stand by the principles of the Fifth Amendment. Okay. So that means everyone is instant to proving guilty. Yes, we have evidence to say that there's a red flag here. And from someone told me a while back, he did come out and admit that he did talk to this person, but nothing illegal is going on. I don't know. All right. If something illegal is going on, he should have gone to court. Why was he not in jail? I don't know. Maybe there's not enough evidence to prove he did something wrong. And if it does show that he said some weird stuff that would, let's just say wood chipper related content, yeah, I'm going to call him out for it. But I have not seen that yet. I don't follow his controversy too much. In fact, I did follow his channel a while back, but I unsubbed before any of this just because I don't really watch his content. I never had time because that was like years ago. But anyways, he had a partnership with a game company, right? Midnight Society. And we're going to go back to the video. I just got them mixed up. But Midnight Society is closing doors. Now, if y'all know, Midnight Society did not wait for evidence to come out that Dr. Disrespect did something wrong. As soon as they found a chance to kick him out, they did. And the price they're paying for that activism, that grandstanding without evidence is, as it said, today we are announcing Midnight Society will be closing its doors after 3 incredible years with an amazing team of over 55 developers contributing to our new IP, Dreadnought. We are actively seeking other game studios that would be interested in offering employment opportunities to our talented team members. If you know anyone who's hiring, please forward this message to them or DM us for direct intros. We express our sincere gratitude to each and every one of our community members and deeply sorry we are unable to reach our ultimate goal. So there's people like that still saying Dr. District was a pedo, which I don't like. I don't know. If he was a pedo, in my personal view, he would have already been arrested and gone to jail. In my personal view, I don't think he's that big of a celebrity to where he could pay for cock brand, as the song "Lifestyles and Rich and Famous" would say. All right, but there are people that actually uh that are defending him. So he actually has uh people that believe that he's innocent and people that believe that he's not. So like I said, it's a he said, she said. We don't have a lot of evidence. So I'm not going to sit here and claim someone is something without evidence, because then I would have to come back later on when it's proven that I was wrong, come out and say, I'm sorry for saying this, I was wrong, and then get shit for it. Right? Now, if I do find out that I said something wrong, right, I'm going to go out there and say it. I'm going to swallow my pride and get shit for it. But if I don't, but I need concrete evidence that's undeniable proof. I need undeniable proof. So until then, these claims should be investigated. If it comes out that he wasn't, that he's innocent, and you can't prove guilt, then he's innocent. No matter what I say, what you say, anything like that. So I do want to point out, though, is how professional he was about the news. Because he did get monetized, right? And this is what he had to say about the news of his former studio. And I think this is something a lot of people should respect in a way, because he was very professional and respectful to them, even though they did him wrong.
Rant. What's up? Is Midnight Society really closing down? Dead Drop shut down today. Yeah, it shut down. For those saying like, buy it, Doc. I already own it. Like, that's never changed. That never changed. Yep. Studio closed down. Very unfortunate in the sense, and a lot of people went to that studio because of our specific vision, and I'll speak on this right now. All right, I chose not to speak about Midnight Society and Dead Drop and how they handled things with me, because it was just because it was still an active project, and these people who've got families and they're hardworking developers, they all went there because of our specific vision for a studio in the modern day of, like, how does a studio come to be, right? In terms of this whole open development, transparent, high-level communication. We wanted our community right there beside us as we build the game. And that's kind of how we had to do things, just based off of, investments and funding. And that's just the reality of when you want to build a very, like, high-level AAA gaming experience. You're going to, it's not like, hey, all right, there's $100 million to work with, right? We built it from the ground up, literally from the ground up. So, there's a lot of passionate developers that came over there and worked with us, or decided to take the chance in coming along with us with our vision of the studio and this particular game and game concept that I had. In terms of this vertical battle royale experience, and we got to a particular stage where you guys got to basically experience certain aspects of the game of the complete vision. It wasn't a complete vision, but you got to experience certain aspects of that complete vision, right? Of that vision, I guess you could say. But so I never really spoke about it because it's still an active project, and there's active people, again, talented people that were there because of that and because of the Doc brand. Myself, my approach to, I guess, game development, or an idea or concepts of where games should be, and but yeah, the studio closed down today. So now I could pretty much just fucking tell you that it was handled extremely poorly by leadership. The situation handled it fucking extremely poorly, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. They put, like, they That tweet that weekend, that tweet should have never gone out. It was never approved by me. They said, oh, after fully investigating whatever. They didn't fucking investigate nothing, right? I could say all this shit now. They handled it. They mishandled it. And I think all those developers, those poor developers, man, good people. They know.
I want to go back a little bit. I want y'all to hear that again. If y'all missed it.
I think all those developers, those poor developers, man, good people. They know it too. They knew it. I mean, that's, that's unfortunate. It's pretty unfortunate. The real Pat Mack, thank you for the $5 donation. And I think all these developers that were there, that just got, with the studio closure, I have and they shouldn't have any, concerns or worries. They're going to find, they're going to find their space in this industry. There's too much talent. There's too much talent.
Right then and there, he addressed his issue. He said that it was run by poor leadership. They failed to do an investigation and just assumed, which makes an ass of you and me. I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong. Like I'm trying to say, I'm just saying what he says in the video. But notice how he said the developers were good people. I think he did very professionally. He did not come out and mock them for failing. He said it was ran by poor leadership. And since he owns it, that's part of leadership. Is he owned the studio, right? And he held no ill will towards the people that were in there. And I think in the end, that's how people should handle situations like this, right? So we're going to close the chapter of Gooner-Gate, and I really didn't want to talk about Dr. Disrespect, but I figured that it came out, kind of had to. So hopefully we won't have to talk about it again. Now, if ever it comes out that his the accusations he gives somewhere more factual, with actual factual evidence, other than he talked to somebody that he shouldn't have, then yeah, we're gonna, like, actual illegal stuff. Then yeah, I'm going to say it, I'm going to condemn it. But until then, I'm not on his side. I'm not on against him. I'm just saying this is the news today.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest's eye of cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming in Dragoncast. Fire-breathing wine, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to